Leaving for college, you are stopped by your neighbor. She asks if you just moved in and if you're a student at the local university. You recognize her from next door and confirm that you are indeed starting classes today. She stares at you inquisitively, an unknown thought behind her eyes. You note her form. Despite clearly being much older than you, she seems to take great care of herself, well enough at least to not look whatever age she is. Her gentle smile warms you, while her assets stir up something inside you. Finishing her once-over of you, she responds to you in confirmation with a congratulations, letting you go on your way. Stepping out of your apartment, you bump into your neighbor again, noticing her protruding assets weighing her down while she waters her plants. She wishes you good morning with a sweet voice, while her fox-like eyes glance you up and down again. You return the gesture, despite being caught off guard. She adds that she hopes you have a fun day at school, while you just manage to reply with a thanks as you are lost, imagining the sheer mass of her chest. Just as the elevator was about to close, your neighbor steps in, just at the last second. Both standing there, she breaks the silence, commenting on the recent rise in temperature. Seeing her in a thin tank top that barely contains her chest, you say that it definitely seems like it's getting hotter. She warns you that despite the heat, the nights can still be cold, so be careful not to get sick. Her voice is borderline flirtatious, but you must be overthinking it, right? Though your head might be confused, your heart races to the thought of her. Leaving for college on a wet, miserable day, you encounter your neighbor taking out the trash. She greets you over the heavy rain, commenting on how crazy it is. You greet her back, but you think you see something beneath her transparent rain jacket. You question yourself. Is she wearing a seductive nightgown under that? But you shake off the thought as your neighbor tells you to stay safe. You rush off and think about what you might have saw the entire time. You manage to catch something from the horrible weather, causing you to be bedridden and drenched in sweat. Half awake, you hear your door open and your neighbor call out to you. She seemed concerned since she hadn't seen you recently, so she came to check up on you. Opening your eyes, they are filled with mountains of flesh, blocking your view. Your neighbor tells you that she'll make you some food, so just hang in there. Returning with a fresh, hot meal, she feeds you spoonful by spoonful, until there's no more to eat. You hadn't noticed it until now, but your neighbor was only in her underwear as she fed you, and it now caused a reaction. She realized it, and comments on how your lower half seems to be having some issues too. She says that you're a bad boy and you should rest, but her teasing was driving you crazy. As you reached your peak, she taunts you more in a seductive tone, telling you to calm down. But you can't, and the tension between you two breaks. And both of you go all in, working off the sickness and releasing the passion between you two.